What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we're going to be going over Meliodas' all forms. Now, Meliodas is a character known to have many different forms and transformations. If you've read and watched as much Seven Deadly Sins as I have, you would know all of his forms are really insane and powerful. And his newest form is most likely going to be his last form. So, I decided to make this type of video because I don't think we're going to be seeing any other forms from Meliodas. Now, I know a lot of you guys might not even know this, but Meliodas' actual first form is his one-shot design. Before Seven Deadly Sins manga and anime became a thing, Meliodas had a one-shot manga appearance that slightly differed from the Meliodas we know from today. This design was the first one the author was going to go with when creating Meliodas, as you can see from the slight difference in this one not being as buff, which the new Meliodas, the one that we know of today, is a little bit different. I honestly think the newer Meliodas design is better and more modern compared to the old one. Now, talking about his first design, the first time we saw Meliodas, it was actually his wanted poster. Coming into Seven Deadly Sins, we thought Meliodas was full-grown adult, only to soon realize how short and small Meliodas was. Funny enough, we do find out Estarossa looks a lot like the wanted poster, more so than Meliodas does. I felt like that was some really good foreshadowing on the Seven Deadly Sins part of this. Then they tell us about Meliodas back in the day, 10 Commandments Meliodas. Now this Meliodas was the one that was pure evil. He didn't care about the life of humans, let alone anyone else besides himself, killing members of the Goddess clan for pure enjoyment. At this point in time, Meliodas was one of the strongest demons and the main person in line to be the successor of the Demon King. Moving on to the next Meliodas, we have Holy War Arc Meliodas. This was the Meliodas that switched sides from the demons to the Goddess clan's team, teaming up with Elizabeth and betraying the Demon King himself. This would be the beginning point of the Meliodas we know today, as this was the starting point for the good, kind-hearted Meliodas that is a part of the Seven Deadly Sins, after switching sides from the demons to the humans and the Goddess clan. Soon after, Meliodas becomes a Holy Knight, and we now have Holy Knight Meliodas. Leaving behind all the problems and whatnot of the Demon Clan and the Goddess clan, Meliodas decides to fight for the humans. This is also when he began to form the Seven Deadly Sins. After that, we soon get introduced into Demon Mark Meliodas. It's called Demon Mark since this is the first time we see Meliodas using his demon powers. It would be the first time of many that they show us what Meliodas as a demon was capable of and just what he could do. Then we get shown his demon awakened form. When in this form, Meliodas loses his mind, purely acting on instinct and regressing to a stage where he loses control of himself. In this form, he no longer uses weapons or anything, and instead relies on his demon aura for all attacks and defense. Now this next form is my favorite Meliodas form in the whole series. That would have to be Assault Mode Meliodas. This is the best looking form in my opinion, not to mention he fights Escanor while he is in the one mode, and Meliodas tanks a Divine Sword Escanor as well. At this point, Meliodas' power level is over 140,000, which is pretty insane seeing as Escanor is in the one state at this time. Definitely his best form for me, for sure. Now we have to move on to Possessed Meliodas, or as most would say, Demon King Meliodas, Possessed. This would be the first time Meliodas becomes the Demon King, but this is in fact not actually Meliodas. This is simply the Demon King possessing Meliodas. After being possessed by the Demon King, he actually grows into an adult, and this isn't really Meliodas since he's being possessed by the Demon King, but after that, then we get an actual Demon King Meliodas. Now this form looks kind of weird to me, as the last form does too, when he was possessed. I'm not really sure what they wanted to do with the design, but nonetheless, this is the actual Demon King Meliodas form. In this form, he is insanely strong, as he was strong enough to break his curse, and he even attempted to break the curse casted on Elizabeth. In this form, he is clearly one of the strongest, if not the strongest character in the show, and seeing as no one was really as strong as him before, and he's even stronger now, I don't think that's too far of a stretch. Now, for any other forms that Meliodas may receive, I don't think there will be too many more besides a couple of them I have in mind. One of the only forms I can think of Meliodas getting would be true Demon King Meliodas. Now, as you know, the Demon King's body is enormous, not to mention he has to stay in the demon world unless he has a vessel to come to the human world. And in the later chapters of the manga, we are told of how Meliodas' body is rejecting the human world, and that if he doesn't go to the demon world, he will soon destroy the human world. So this could be because once you become the Demon King and you go to the demon world, you then become the true Demon King or something to that effect. And that is where this new form would come from. Now obviously Meliodas doesn't age and he couldn't die, but that was before his curse was broken. And since he broke his curse, I feel like Meliodas will eventually grow and become an adult. So at that point, we would get an adult Meliodas form as well. Now this is speculation, but since his curse is now lifted, it would only make sense that Meliodas would get an adult form, grow old and age, etc. Oh, and they also have shown a baby/young child Meliodas, so there's that as well. So what is y'all's favorite form from Meliodas? Like I said, for me, it would have to be Assault Mode Meliodas. That form is just really, really cool. So with that being said, that's going to be it for this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment down below, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. With that being said, I will see you guys next time. Peace.